How to be the man she can't stop thinking about. Unlocking the obsession trigger within her mind, you see. Most guys have no idea how close they are to being deeply desired. Yet they remain completely overlooked by the woman they desire. Not because they aren't good enough, but because they don't understand how desire is wired into a woman's mind. This isn't about tricks, manipulation, or pretending to be someone else. It's about understanding female psychology so clearly that you naturally awaken a craving inside her. A craving so strong she thinks about you when you're not around. She longs for your presence, your voice, your energy, even in silence. If you've ever felt invisible, being nice, showing interest, always being available, yet not the man she chooses, it's not because you're lacking. It's because no one has ever shown you what truly sparks obsession in a woman's mind. Listen closely, because what I'm about to share could change everything for you. It's not just advice. It's a revelation that will forever shift how women respond to you. Now let's start with a hard truth. Most men mistakenly believe being available makes a woman like them more. In reality, it makes them predictable. And predictable men don't create desire, they create comfort. But comfort kills sexual tension. Women don't become obsessed with safety. They become obsessed with emotional intensity. If you don't know how to create that, you'll always be the man she texts when she's bored, not the man she imagines late at night. Think about it. When you're always there, always texting, always free, mystery disappears, desire fades. She needs to feel like she's earning your attention, not like it's being handed to her for free. What pulls women in isn't just your presence, it's your energy. It's an energy comes from contrast, challenge, unpredictability, not sameness. That's why she obsesses over the guy who doesn't always treat her right. It's not pain she's drawn to, it's the emotional roller coaster he unknowingly creates. Excitement, frustration, uncertainty. That mix is addictive. Here's the key. You don't have to be toxic to spark that fire. You just need to understand tension and use it with purpose. Even small things matter. The way you look at her with confidence, without apology, she feels it. The way you speak slow, deliberate, calm, she feels it. Sexual tension isn't in the words themselves, but in how you deliver them. A simple sentence can stick in her mind, twisting into something deeper, if you say it with presence. And here's the biggest mistake men make: always being available. If she knows she can have you anytime, she stops craving you. Desire needs uncertainty. She has to want you, but not be sure she has you. That's why you must have your own life, your own priorities. When a woman feels that being with you is a privilege, not a guarantee, you instantly stand apart. Then comes unpredictability. Be calm and mysterious in one moment, playful and bold in another. This emotional variety keeps her guessing. If she's guessing, she's thinking. If she's thinking, she's feeling. And if she's feeling, you've already won. When the moment is right, escalate slowly. A touch held a second too long. Contact that lingers before breaking into a subtle smile. These are the sparks that grow into obsession. Because true obsession isn't just about sex. It's about energy, control, and mystery. To make her feel something rare and unforgettable, and she'll never stop thinking about you. Now let me tell you a story that illustrates these principles in action. Two men, same guy, different approaches. Both are texting a woman they're interested in. First guy, Mark. He's nice, a little insecure, and always available. Thinks that's how he'll win her over. Second guy, Marco. He's confident, a bit mysterious, and definitely not always available. He understands the power of anticipation and control. Mark sends a good morning text right away. She doesn't reply for hours. He starts to panic. He has to keep texting, keep showing interest. Marco takes a different approach. He waits a few hours before replying to her text. He wants to establish some mystery, some intrigue. He lets her know he's busy with his day, but he's also confident that she's thinking about him. Over time, Mark becomes the nice guy who's always there for her, always eager to please. Marco is the guy who keeps her guessing, doesn't always respond right away. He has his own life, his own priorities. This creates a sense of value around Marco. Mark is seen as reliable, almost boring. Marco is seen as exciting, a bit dangerous. This pattern continues until one day Marco decides to escalate things. He asks her out, but not in a way that's pushy or desperate. It's casual, almost nonchalant. He gives her a choice, but also sets a time and place. This creates a sense of urgency, a need for her to decide quickly. Mark, on the other hand, would ask her out, but only after days of texting. By then, the momentum is lost. The spark is gone. When the day arrives, Mark shows up at the bar early. He waits for hours, hoping she'll come. Marco arrives late. There's a hint of mystery, a touch of danger. This plays into her fantasy, making him more desirable. Mark gets frustrated. He sees other men looking at her, feels threatened. Marco doesn't worry. He knows he's the one she came to see. As the night goes on, Marco keeps her guessing. He's charming, funny, a bit mysterious, lets her lean in, both physically and emotionally. This creates an intimate connection that she can't resist. Mark is nice, polite, a bit boring. He doesn't create the kind of connection that makes her heart race. By the end of the night, Marco leaves without saying goodbye. He sends her a text later letting her know he had a great time, but also that he's moving on. This creates a sense of urgency, a need for her to make a decision fast. Mark says goodbye, asks for another date. He doesn't understand the importance of creating urgency. In the following days, Marco moves on, but not too quickly. He waits a few days before reaching out again. He's still interested, but he's also busy with his life. This keeps her thinking about him while also creating a sense of anticipation for their next meeting. Mark, on the other hand, texts her constantly. He's available 24/7. This makes him seem needy and desperate. Weeks go by. Marco's approach creates a unique situation. She thinks about him often, but she hasn't seen him in a while. There's a sense of mystery, a touch of danger. Mark's constant texting keeps her somewhat interested, but also somewhat annoyed. Then one day Marco asks her out again. He does it in a way that's casual, yet confident. He doesn't wait for her to reply, just tells her when and where. This creates a sense of excitement, a bit of fear. She wants to see him, but she also wants to maintain her independence. Mark would ask her out, but only after days of texting. By then, the urgency is gone. The spark is faded. She goes out with Marco. Why? Because he represents something exciting, a bit dangerous. He's not always available. He has his own life. He makes her feel alive. Mark would ask her out, but only after days of texting. By then, the urgency is gone. The spark is faded. She goes out with Marco. Why? Because he represents something exciting, a bit dangerous. He's not always available. He has his own life, makes her feel alive. Mark fades into the background. He's the nice guy who's always around but never really there. Marco becomes the dominant force. He's the one she can't stop thinking about, even when she tries. So remember, brothers, obsession isn't about tricks. It's about presence, control, and mystery. It's about making her feel something rare and unforgettable. By the way, if you want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love. Until next time.